My name is Paula Karger, and I'm in the third year of the doctoral program at the Center for Comparative Literature. I study medieval Spanish texts and transatlantic texts going to Latin America, including Maya, Brazilian, Portuguese, and French. I came here actually from sort of convoluted story. I was born in Argentina. My mother's Argentine, German Argentine. My father's Czech Canadian, and we moved to Romania. Then we moved here. Then we moved to Russia. Then we came back here. So I did schooling in several different places, including Mississauga. and when I got to university, I decided to go to the University of Western Ontario because they had a program that allowed you to study different areas. So I didn't have to commit entirely to science or entirely to humanities or entirely to physics or whatever it might be. I was able to take English courses at the same time as I took science courses. And I thought I would stay in English, but actually once I took an English course, I felt somehow that something was missing, that I didn't have enough sense of context. And I had heard about this comparative literature course. I decided the next year to just do the first year comparative literature course. And in the meantime, I pursued my biochemistry degree. It ended up being.
My name is Adleen Crapo. I'm PhD 2 at the Center for Comparative Literature, and I'm also the president of our graduate student course union. Like most people in Toronto, I was not born here. I actually came to Canada by way of Tennessee, before that Detroit, and before that I was born in France. So my undergrad degree was actually in a completely different area, in a different province. I went to Quebec because I wanted to do my education in English, but also in French, and to live in this, kind of bicultural area or bilingual area. And I actually trained as a political scientist until a very fateful encounter one year with John Milton. And ever since then, my life's been downhill. No, ever since then, I realized that I couldn't just do politics, I couldn't just do literature. So that's when I decided I had to do comparative literature. I went instinctively for it. My professors encouraged me to do it, and I came to the U of T. The reason I would have chosen comparative literature at the University of Toronto and not at one of the schools that I actually applied to, some of the schools that I applied to actually made me better offers, and they were probably better schools, was this unique confluence of, for example, early modernists in the English department, in the French department, in Spanish, but also the fact that there's this unique interdisciplinary space that exists, that is the center, that is a bit, unique, it's easygoing, but it allows for really rigorous research, and it's a special kind of space, the kind of almost isolation, but isolation amongst otherness and amongst other people that allows you to do really good academic work. So that's why I chose the center.
I can say that I chose the Center for Comparative Literature because I had heard that it was a really great center. I had heard that there was really good research done here, there was good faculty, good classes, a lot of opportunities, and it helped that Robarts is here, so it was a good collection. And for me, because I'm a medievalist, it helped that we had ties with the Medieval Center and the PIMS Library. So all of that together really combined for me for comparative literature.
The Center for Comparative Literature at the U of T here is uniquely positioned to offer its students, its faculty, and anyone who comes into contact with it a really great theoretical, intellectual, cosmopolitan experience, because we live in Toronto. And we're not just situated in Toronto, but we're situated at a pretty wonderful place in Toronto on campus. We, the center, we are on the 3rd floor of the Isabel Bader Theatre. That's right. We are involved in the film festival. I mean, if I walk down the street, I can go run into some people from Russia, and then if I go over that way, you'll see Margaret Atwood on the way to your softball game. And these kinds of confluences are extremely important, and they occur all the time. Nobody in Toronto has the same story, and that's really important.
That's interesting about it, that's true. And there are all these connections you can make, because, for example, the Spanish Learning Center that's fairly nearby, the Jewish Community Center is also nearby. There's so many different
The
places.
Japan Foundation is down the street from us, basically.
Yeah, there's so many ways to find out.
Was right
that's
next
true,
door,
yeah.
or used to be.
Yeah, and so all these things are right there at your doorstep. So if you want to become more immersed in the culture, or practice your language skills, or
just run into people who are not like you, who are not from a small town, or who are not from even Ontario, or even Canada.
It's a great place to be that way. I'm working with Spanish, French, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, and Mayan texts, and then you're working on English, French, and Spanish.
And I'm working on ideas of disability, embodiment, possibly the law, and politics and political systems. So, I mean, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be studying, if not comparative literature.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about it, that it's so open that you could be studying all sorts of things, and they come together in a really, as you said, organic way, and you have all this inspiration from the community, and from the community that you encounter here at the center in those classes, and that includes people outside of comparative literature, but they come here because our courses are unique.
And because they can't take things like that in their home departments. We fill a very necessary kind of intellectual void almost. I mean, it's great. Our work enables national literature departments to do their work. To quote one of my former English professors, we enable these departments to do their more perhaps specific work that's oriented on one author, one time period, one language. And because we do our stuff, they can do their stuff. It's wonderful.